Good morning, Plum here, playing World of Tanks. Time for a crappy replay. They're not my words, they're the words of the person who sent it in. This is a game of World of Tanks, but an interesting game of World of Tanks. It doesn't have to be a great game to be an interesting game, does it? This is from Baselli575, playing his ELC. Now, he's loved this tank over the years. He's already got 2 marks of excellence on it. And this is post nerf, this is 9.18, and he sent me this replay for a very good reason. I'm going to read out his email actually, that's probably the easiest way to do it. He says, "Hey Plum, I always liked the ELC. This tank was a real breath of fresh air after the AMX-40, and I really enjoyed my time playing it, pulling handbrake turns and killing enemies pursuing me, abusing the great APCR penetration to blast heavy tanks from the front, pursuing other light tanks and pretty much one-shotting them. Yep, it was great fun." He's not wrong, is he? I love my ELC. He always wanted to 3-mark it, but I was stuck at 86% since January. You've got to get up to 95% to get your 3rd mark. After the new patch went live and I heard that Wargaming nerfed the ELC pretty badly, taking away the mobility, increasing the already bad reload and decreasing the penetration of the AP and APCR, oh, take a bit of a hit, of the 900mm gun. That might be 90mm gun there, mate. I'd like to see it with a 900mm gun. That would be absolutely it would be as wide as the tank, wouldn't it? Holy God. Ooh, that's a nice shot. You can see he still knows how to play the tank, even though it's been nerfed. You know, once you've driven an ELC long enough, you retain the knowledge of how to drive it. It's just that it doesn't drive as well or shoot quite as well as it used to. I hated what they did with the tank, but I had to understand it was for the good of the game. Otherwise, the ELC would be the improved T67 at Tier 5 with the new matchmaking. So that's the gist of his email. What else does he say on it afterwards? Yeah, I won't read out the next bit because that kind of gives it away, although you might have an inkling of what's going to happen actually. So we're up to 455 damage. We've done a little bit of spotting. There is nothing spectacular going on here. We're not even going to... Are we going to finish in the top 5? I'm not sure. So let's watch this aiming time. I mean, God, that is awfully painful, isn't it? But very nicely done. Not getting spotted by the Panzerschaffel 4C. See if we can come around on these guys. I mean, there's a very tough nut to crack there. The SU-122-44 frontally might prove problematic. Oh, we're going to get a lovely shot here. Good awareness on the map here for Baselli. He's finding these angles between these buildings. Ooh, holding his nerve. That SU-122-44. He's going to be trouble, I think. Are we going to shotgun something in the face? I've got a feeling that might be how this match is going to end. I mean, you can see that it has been nerfed, but considering how good it was, the nerf has just made it okay in many people's eyes now. It was a slightly OP tank to begin with, so it's very debatable, isn't it, really, how you feel about the ELC. If you've loved it in the past and they've taken away some of the shine and the polish that it had, it's disappointing to play it now. And the whole point of this video really is to show how little you have to do now to do well in this tank in terms of your overall standings within the rest of the group playing the same tank. You know how difficult it is to get a 3rd mark on some popular machines? It is really hard to get above the 95% average for damage and so forth when it's a popular machine, because the bar is set so goddamn high. However, you play unpopular tanks and suddenly that bar gets lowered an awful lot. Now, the ELC used to be very, very difficult because it's such a damn popular tank. Things have changed, haven't they, in the last month since 9.18 landed. The ELC has fallen out of favour. No longer the much-loved light tank that it was. It is now shoved to the sidelines because people are just upset that it's not the tank that it was. It's still a good tank. But I have to admit, have I played my ELC? I have not. I've been playing other French tanks, which you'll probably see more of on the channel than you will see. Oh, holy God, I thought we were going to roll over then. Oh, can we do this? Can we do this? Oh, we do. ELC, it's still got a little bit of magic, isn't it? I mean, If you can still pull off those kinds of shots, are we going to get this killing shot? I think we might, you know. He's got 42 hit points and we've got 2 hit points. You know, this isn't such a bad replay. Even though he says it's just meh. Are we going to wait this guy out? Oh, we'll let artillery get the kill. It was a bit risky. I mean, he's always going to pen us and he's always going to shoot anyway. Managed to take out the majority of the team. I think we've captured their base. Left their artillery alive, aren't we, sporting people? Anyway, let's go over to the results screen and see what all the fuss is about, shall we? There we go. 3rd mark of excellence for that performance. 3rd mark for that. I don't think that's understating that. That's ridiculous. You expect to have to play damned hard to get a 3rd mark in a tank these days, but not in an unpopular tank. Up here he says, title of the video, 3rd mark from 86.7% to 95.2% in one admittedly mediocre battle. No one's playing it. This is on the North American server, by the way, so don't get too excited. I imagine it's still a bit more popular maybe on the EU server. Why? I don't know. There's more players on the EU server, so there's going to be more people playing it, so it's a little bit harder, but maybe get a North American account if you want to start 3 marking things. Fewer players, maybe it's easier to do, I'm not sure. So yeah, he's managed to pull out his 3rd mark. Team scores, as you can see, he only came 5th. No, sorry, 4th. 820 damage. I mean, he did the best he could in that match. It's one of those normal games of World of Tanks where nothing stunning happens, but you do your part and you play the game and you know what you're doing. You do, yeah, okay. 6 shots fired, 5 hits, 4 pens. It could have easily been a much better game, you know, if things had gone just slightly differently. Who knows? But really, this is just astounding to me that this is achievable now in an unpopular tank. I'm going to have to go through my garage and see what's unpopular and then maybe play it just for a few days, a couple of matches each day, and see how many marks you can achieve, because that leap is staggering. It really is. I hope that's enlightened the current situation for any ELC players out there, what you can achieve now playing it. I mean, it's going to be watered down a bit on the EU server, like I said, but it's still going to be a similar effect, I think. You won't have to play quite so many amazing games to get that 1st mark, 2nd mark, or 3rd mark, in fact. Anyway, thanks for highlighting the current situation on the NA server in the ELC. If any of my North American subs are watching, take note. You want a relatively easy tank now to 3 mark, because it is still a good tank, make no mistake. It still is the ELC. It can still do an awful lot of nasty stuff on the battlefield to enemy tanks. Maybe you're better off having played it pre-nerf, so that you've got the skills necessary to make it work, because it is a very skillful tank to play really well. They've just increased that skill cap now by making the tank a little bit worse. Anyway, it's Monday. I hope you have a great week ahead. It's going to be a nice sunny hot week in the UK this week. Finally, we're getting an actual week of sunshine where it's going to be up in the mid-20 Celsius all week long and not dipping below into single figures overnight either, so not a bad week to go camping. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found that vaguely interesting. I certainly did. Cheers, Porcelli, for sending that one in. I appreciate all the emails you do send me and all the stuff you type. Did you put anything else in your little email that's pertinent? I'll read out the rest of it. He says, it seems that nobody's playing the ELC anymore, at least here on the North American server. What is a shame, because even after the nerf, it's still a good tank. I don't know if this material's for a video, but I just wanted to show you what happened to the ELC. I must say that I'm sad because it's such a good tank, and now the ELC is probably rotting in everyone's garage. Like I said in the replay description, rest in peace ELC, you will be missed. It is sad. It really was up there. That was gonna be, if I did a new list of top 5s last month in my favourite tanks, I think the ELC would have potentially nudged out the Panzer 1C, but not anymore. It has lost its shine a little bit. Anyway, Kyla Pow. I'll play World of Tanks again soon. Take it easy. Have a great week. Bye bye.